Testing. You have 2 people in the waiting room. Okay, I'm going to let you in.
Morning, Mike.
Good morning.
How was your weekend, sir?
Good. Uneventful,
Good, good.
which is always good. So.
It is always good. I see that John Armstrong is logged in. Hey, John. John will be our speaker next month, along with his lovely wife, Kathy. They will be our Coffee with the Entrepreneurs.
Very good.
Yes, very exciting. See that Danny's connecting, Don Williamson's on. This is good. We're starting to get the group in, and at 8 o'clock we'll get things rolling. So JP, good morning.
Morning, gang.
Morning.
Good to see you, sir.
See you.
Can you join the Zoom also? Okay. You cannot do it on the phone, can you? Yeah, we did. We did Oscar's winning on the phone. So.
Good morning. How you doing, Nick?
Hey, Gary, how you doing? How are you?
Hey, I'm up. I wouldn't miss your talk.
You have to set an alarm clock to get up that early?
No. Hey, Bobby, this is Gary Goltz. He's a head sensei in the dojo I go. Also a business person. I was going to bring him in last time or this time, but I think it's a good contact for all you two to meet.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, he
Well,
was
glad
in
that
the
he's
healthcare
here.
business before.
He's got an awesome background. I'm trying to figure it all out. It looks like a karate studio.
Judo.
Judo.
But that's okay. My mother always thought it was karate too.
Okay. All right.
Who are you the president of, Bobby?
President of the Corona Chamber of Commerce.
What else do you do outside of that?
I do the Chamber of Commerce 24/7, 365. In fact, 366 this
So
year.
you're
because
you're a long time person. You
Yeah.
actually have been with them.
Yeah, I came in 19 years ago, thinking I'd work for about 3 months to a year, and about 3 weeks into it, fell in love with it. Been here ever since. So
Terrific.
yeah, I love working with businesses and with individuals like Nick, and it's just been a real blessing for me. My parents always told me, if you find a career or a job that you absolutely love to go to work every single day, you'll never have to work a day in your life. And
My parents told me to be a doctor. I didn't listen to them.
well, mine wanted to be, yeah, I'm the doctor of business, maybe. That's called, I'll look at it. So listen, we're going to go ahead and get started. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I want to thank each and every one of you that have logged on. We have other people that are going to be logging on in just a couple of minutes. My name is Bobby Spiegel, and I'm the president and CEO for the Corona Chamber of Commerce. And we're so excited to be able to present this program to you. Part of this funding of this program, and for us to be able to do this, is to be able to have a partnership with the city of Corona. And their partnership has enabled us to offer this to all of you at no charge. In the next few minutes, I'll be sharing some programs that you might want to participate in. These are chamber-related programs. And I just want to take a moment because this week is a very, very busy week. On Wednesday, we'll be having our business briefing, and it's a virtual meeting via Zoom. Our featured speaker will be giving the State of the College discussion from Norco College, Dr. Monica Green. In addition to Dr. Green and her presentations, we'll be having updates from the county and the city on various things. And remember that the bit.lys are case sensitive. So you'll see at the bottom of the slide, the capital letters. The CCBB stand for the Corona Chamber Business Briefing, and then the month is capitalized of July, and then 15, that's the day that it happens. I know there's many people that are on this call because it is a partnership with the city of Corona that may not be a member yet of the Chamber of Commerce. And I'd just like to encourage any of you that are not members yet, please to reach out to Robert Yanez, who is just an awesome individual working with us. He is our specialist when it comes to membership development, and he can help your business be able to connect with other businesses, and you'll be welcomed into the Chamber family. And for those of you that are already members, we encourage you to refer a vendor or a neighboring business. Again, Robert's the person for you to connect with, and he will absolutely make you your referral be counted. The next event that I want to talk about is this Friday, is our State of the City address with our mayor, Jim Steiner. And we are very excited to be able to be part of this community. Years ago, Corona was the lemon capital of the world, and every day we are challenged with lemons. Very similar to the business entrepreneurs, every single day different challenges come their way. Well, with this COVID situation, we had to take our typical State of the City in-person one, and a lot of people have just chosen to go virtual. We've decided to do a hybrid version, and it's very exciting. We'd love for you to join us because we've got some exciting new things going on, especially the location. Because of the COVID and because of the governor's calling back on things, we're going to be at Silver Lakes, and that's going to be a drive-in meeting. So you'll drive your car on in just like you go to a drive-in theater, and you'll sit in the car and you'll be able to see everything. And I love the slide that Stephanie did for us. And Stephanie was the one that came up with this creation for us to go and do a drive-in theater type of thing. But not only will Jim, our mayor, be sharing his tidbits on things, but we'll also be recognizing our young professionals. And it's a real important opportunity for the people that are under 40 years of age that were nominated and screened and awarded. They'll be getting recognized that day. As well, we'll be welcoming our new members and milestone members. Again, for the in-person portion, we will be following all CDC guidelines. And as far as sponsorships, I know some of you may be thinking, well, how could I sponsor it? just log on to that bit.ly, the GMC July 2020, and there'll be a form in there. You can either register to attend in person or virtual, or if you would like to become a sponsor, we'll be able to get your advertising and marketing opportunities with that. Next, I'm so pleased to share and introduce to you a young lady that has joined the city of Corona in the economic development arena. She's not new to the economic development, but she is new to Corona. She comes from the Anaheim area, Orange County, and she is on multiple regional and statewide federal boards. That's going to bring tremendous assets to this community, and it's just an extra added feature bonus to have her as part of our team. Jessica, are you on the line, and could you go ahead and just say a couple of words? Jessica, is your mic not working? I see you're not muted. You know, I'm going to try and get Jessica back on in just a couple of minutes. We're going to see if we can get her situation. But you see the picture, the slide up there, a dynamic individual, and I look forward to having you connect with her later on. Just around the corner from us right now is our August 5th golf tournament, and that'll be up at Eagle Glen. And you'll see many of the sponsors that are on this slide here, and then the next slide. It will be on Wednesday, August 5th. Again, we will be following all the CDC guidelines. And if you're interested that you'd like to maybe join us on the course that day, please let us know. We would love to have you involved in it. And we also have an opportunity drawing. What we're doing is recognizing frontline workers, the employees and doctors, physicians, those types of people that were on the front line. And to help offset some of those costs, we're selling opportunity tickets. One ticket for $20, 6 for $100, and 40 for $500. And you can log on to that bit.ly there, the Golf Raffle 2020, to purchase those. What you're going to win, there'll be multiple prizes. One is a Fender guitar, one is a big screen TV, and another one is $200 of gift cards for local restaurants and chamber members. So we'd like you to purchase some of those, but if you would like to sponsor, you can let us know as well. And if you would like to go out and sell some of these tickets, we've got physical tickets. You can get a hold of Linda on the slide there. We'd love for you to go out and sell some of those as well. Our next event that will be coming up in September is our Women's Leadership Conference. This is the 9th annual event. It is for the Riverside County Women's Leadership Conference. The Corona Chamber is very happy to be able to be the co-host of this, and it will be a hybrid meeting. That means in person and via the internet. The theme is we've come a long ways, and that's 2020 marks 100 years since women gained the right to vote. There is a special pricing if you want to do a group of 10 or more. Those tickets then will be reduced from the $60 to $45 each, but you need to purchase at least 10 or more at that one time, so you can log on to that. There's two projects that I want to talk about real quick, and that's our ELR program, which is our Executive Leadership Roundtable program. And what's very exciting about that is it's set up for professionals, people that are already leaders in the community, and it gives them an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Corona and the surrounding areas. Each day has got a different theme to it, whether it's education, healthcare, military, public safety, or economic development, which consists of many different tours of businesses. In fact, our speaker today is the recipient, or he has been kind enough to open his doors every single year that we take our leadership group around on Economic Development Day, Advanced Flow Engineering. Nick has always been so kind to open his doors. But if you're interested in learning a little bit about this, maybe enrolling in the program, please contact Linda at mychamber.org or on the phone number there. Each year, the group picks a project to work on. And this year they chose the Bob Hope USO. And it's a big undertaking. This is out at March Air Reserve Base. That's where Bob Hope actually started his very first USO event. When they built the brand new building and facility out there, they had some budget cuts. And in doing so, it made them not be able to get a walk-in refrigerator or freezer. And what they've been serving the troops are peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And that's kind of a mantra with the USO. However, the group feels our troops deserve more than just a PB&J. If that's what they want, they can have it. But this group went ahead and raised thousands of dollars, and they're still trying to raise more. But I will tell you that phase one, it was completed. That's the walk-in refrigerator freezer. They're working on an internet system now so that they can have, there'll be 100,000 troops going through there annually. They want to be able to have internet so that the soldiers that are there for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, that they have access, and it's going to be up to 1,000 people on the internet. Lots of different things regarding literacy and other things that are included in this project. So if you're at all interested, we've got a website, givebigcorona.com, that tells you more information, and we'll be able to assist you in that. At this time, what I'd like to do, and I practiced this and I'm actually ahead of schedule, so I'm really excited about that. So we have a chat box, and on this chat box, for those that are on the Zoom call, use the chat and type in any questions you may have of our speaker. Those that are on Facebook, please use the comment line. Linda Richards at our chamber will take the questions from the chat box and ask Nick later on when he's done with his presentation. And those that are on Facebook, Stephanie Shapiro with our chamber will be asking those questions. So with that, I'm just very, very excited and honored to introduce our invited entrepreneur, Niakan. He has just a tremendous background of information. I know many of you got his bio already. I just want to thank him for his generosity and commitment to share with others. As I mentioned, he hosted the Corona Chamber's Executive Leadership Roundtable program, and he takes people through his facility to tour and share all the tidbits. And that's why we thought today would be an ideal time for him to share his story. And Nick, I want you to take the next 45 minutes or so, share your journey in business, and perhaps share about how your family came to this beautiful country of America, about how you started out in business. And we're ready to actually hear from Nick, but prior to hearing from him, we're going to have a video that's going to be plugged up here. But I just want you to know that he's got a huge heart. He's very philanthropic, very philanthropic. Please watch this quick video, and then we'll welcome Nick.
Ultimately, you believe in a dream. When you struggle and you have to do more with less, then that's where innovation comes in.
And that feeling, you cannot bottle it.
It's about horsepower, and that's in our name, aFe Power. We're not going to produce something if it doesn't make horsepower.
Air filters, air intake system, throttle body spacers, tuners, exhaust downpipes, and torque converters. You always want to be in the lead. You don't want to react to the thing. And this is what I like about us. We are the focus group. We sit down, we discuss among ourselves, what's a new car coming out? What can we do with it?
I mean, most people would say, well, a filter is a filter, and we didn't want to be like anybody else, so we changed everything from the colors to the amount of pleats, the size of the pleats, even some of the detail within the mold itself that we did. The oil that we use is 1 step below cooking oil, so it's a very high refined grade of oil.
We're going to give you something you never thought about you needing it, but when you have it, you're so happy to have it.
That's what we want. We want somebody to go, you know what? I'm glad I bought this because this is the experience I want. It's that horsepower you feel when you step on the gas and you feel that pin against the back of the seat.
That's what moved us. That's what moved us. All of us up here are very much in love with cars and in love with the cars we drive. My name is Niakan. I'm President and CEO of aFe Power.
David Howie, Vice President of Finance.
Stuart Miyagishima, VP of Engineering.
Photographer.
Product Specialist. E-commerce Manager.
And this is my 2017 Ford Raptor.
Lexus RC200 Turbo.
2016 Honda Civic Touring.
This is my Porsche 911 4S.
Second gen Cadillac CTS-V.
You hear the exhaust sound, it gets something going inside of you, and you just want to go.
That's really what it's about.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nick.
Morning, how are you? How's everyone?
Excellent.
Great, thanks for having me, Bobby. I appreciate being here, speaking to you guys. And the first thing I look at this is entrepreneur. I guess I am one, I can't spell one. I always have a problem with the word entrepreneur. And I'm gonna tell you my journey, how I got here. I think I really do well with a very quick bio, and if you guys want to go back and forth, ask questions, I think that's what I feel most comfortable with. I came to this country, actually not my parents, my mother sent me here when I was just turned 17, right after the Iranian Revolution. And you know, I just 17-year-old, I had no idea. I went to Indianapolis in the Catholic school, of all places, to learn how to speak English. And then I went to Purdue, University of Indiana. I was up there for a year. Didn't care much for abstract because I was really good at math and physics. So I really pushed the reset button and wanted to learn about aerospace aviation. I was always in love with the cars, planes, and the bikes, all things that go fast with the internal combustion engine. So I forced myself to disrupt my typical education. I went up and learned how to work on the planes. Actually, for 2 years, I learned how to become an airplane mechanic. Then I went and got my Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Engineering from St. Louis University, actually Parks College. And later on, I got a job working for a company, Emerson Electric, a division of it in St. Louis, Missouri. Got my graduate degree in mechanical engineering from Washington University, again in St. Louis. And then I always wanted to do something with the cars, but always work with industries that had nothing to do with them. But it's a journey. You're looking at your rearview mirror. You don't know how you got here, but as Steve Jobs says, you just have to connect the dots. And as life has it, I took a job in Chicago, was up there 2 years, wasn't very happy. And a company, Black & Decker, recruited me to come to California right at 93, 94 time area. And then later on, I was there 4 or 5 years and moved on to one of our competitors. And I was up there just a year. And I quit and I started this business in 1999. Right before, 2 years before I quit, I always felt inadequate talking to people about the business. So back in, my daughter was born 95, forced myself to go get, age of 32, 33, forced myself to go to get a night class and take an MBA. Because I always felt inadequate dealing with the marketing people, salespeople. I couldn't speak the language. I know I had the answer. So I felt like I needed to pick up another set of tools to be able to handle the business. I was just curious because I just wanted, I had ideas on the product, couldn't connect the dots with the market. And for that, I had to take a tour MBA. And I tell everyone, I knew how to solve differential equation, the trigonometry, calculus, no problem. I was, from a money wise, I was stupid. I was an idiot when it came to managing money. I didn't know the value of money. I had no concept of money. I had no idea what the money was about. So MBA put things in a very academic. Again, what I tell people is education, it just gives you a license that now you know that you don't know nothing. That's what I always like to tell people that. But it humbled me, actually gave me a whole new sense about, I took a lot of financial courses, I took a lot of accounting courses. And later on, when I dealt with them, I realized that most CEOs are financially illiterate. They cannot read the balance sheet correctly. They cannot understand what's going on. I didn't be one of them. So I tell people all the time, there's no margin, there's no mission. So that MBA was a turning point in my life because at that point, I felt I could be able to focus all my energy in a format that I have never done, which is really going the business and helping people. I was working with somebody else. I was going to be a contributor because I could understand the value of money, the concept, borrowing money, and anytime you want to take a venture, it takes money. Your money is somebody else's money. So that MBA was a really good life lesson for me, and I'm glad I had it. I was big deal because you come from engineering background, and you really don't have any idea what the real market, real business is all about. And I really, really wanted that piece to complete the puzzle. And then in 1999, again, my daughter was 2 years old. I started the business in Corona with two of my really good friends, Stuart and Oscar. And we have another guy, Christopher Bowe, who joined us later. A year later, our CFO, Dick Howie, the one you just saw up there, joined us. A huge, big part of our business. He's been bringing me, and I call him my brakes because I like to go fast. And to go fast, you need really good brakes. And financial discipline gives you those brakes. If you don't have good brakes, you cannot go fast. I don't care how fast your vehicle is. I don't care how good your power is. But if you don't have financial discipline in place in your organization, in your institution, you're always going to be going up on the curves. And I said, oh my God, how am I going to handle this? New projects, new people, new risk requires financial discipline. So since the day he joined us, I've never had to look back at what the business has been. He's been handling the money. I bring the money, he manages it, and it's been a great partnership. And he's my partner also. So we started in 1950 Compton Avenue, which is where today, if you guys know in Corona, right behind Home Depot, which there was no Home Depot back then. We were there a couple of years, then I moved into the new location we have, and we are in Sampson Street. We have 2-3 buildings here. We have a retail store in Riverside, which I didn't know was Riverside, but it is Riverside. We have a factory store. In addition to that, we acquired many companies as we went up. We acquired in 2014 a Corvette racing company called Thought Racings, which focuses on Corvettes. In 2015, we acquired Swayaway, which is a truck suspension company with a big heritage in the off-road racing. And 2016, we bought one of our vendors in Long Beach, a plastic company. We relocated them here across the street, one of our vendors. 2017, we bought an electronic tuning company, which is still in Indiana, still in there, PSI Power. And we employ close to 200 people in Corona and in Indiana. We produce, I want to say 95% of our product within the US. And the only reason we don't produce the rest of the 5 is literally because the supply chain has moved out of the country and we cannot get the part. And if you could replace them, I would replace them in a heartbeat. We manufacture, we bring raw materials in here, we produce finished goods here. We get sheet metal, we get tubing, we get gauze, we get polyurethane, we produce filters, we produce exhaust system, we produce headers, we produce suspension parts. We have a CNC center here. We have close to 45-50 technical staff who is in a separate building on 40,000 square feet of facility, nothing but research and development. And we have a warehouse here supplying all of our key customers throughout the nation. And we are in most of the big retailers. We are in AutoZone, we are in O'Reilly's, Amazon. Also, we serve the performance automotive aftermarket on the side. So that's just a little 5 minutes. I don't know if that was too long or long enough, but
Perfect.
good. So that's just a background about what we are about. So you asked about your journey, and I think it is really truly a journey where you started and how you got here. And most people is looking at this from outside, and we are in a good position right now. But you know, they tell you in the first 7 years of business when you start goes in debt. It takes 7 years for the business to really start making money. And I think for a business to be in a very strong foundation, it needs to have a great team. That's number one. I will always start with the people first. And my thought always was, hey guys, let's go do this. This is to me always been the key, is being able to have a bunch of people who you are excited about. You don't have to manage each other. You hold each other accountable, and you have a common dream. And that's number one. Start with the people first. And B, as you said, pick up something you love to do so you don't have to ever work the rest of your life. And that's always been, people ask me how long I work every week. And I really don't care because I'm doing what I like to do. And I can't believe I'm getting paid for this. And this is where your passion and your profession and your hobby, all three intersect at one point. And I think I'm blessed to be able to do this. I'm just sorry that I started a little bit later than I wanted to start. And again, going back to this, I didn't have the courage to start because I thought I was gonna be a failure. And the failure is because my lack of fear of understanding what it took. And I'm quite convinced if I had started earlier, I would have failed earlier, I would have been succeeded earlier. So that just gives you, Bobby, some time about my background. I don't know if you want to ask questions and go back and forth.
Absolutely, we can do that. I'll see if Linda's got some questions in the queue for the chat box. Again, before she starts asking any questions, those of you that may be thinking of a question, pop it into the chat box to Linda, and she will be able to do that. She's logged in under the Corona Chamber hosts. And those that are on Facebook, if you want to put it in the comments, Stephanie Shapiro will go ahead and ask those. So Linda, please take it away.
Hey Nick, so you just mentioned about needing the courage to start, and if you would have started, possibly earlier, you would have succeeded earlier. But what do you think about having some maturity and some age and wisdom that probably helped you with your success?
Gary's setting up here, but really I think that what helped me, if it's not the age, is being able to, I think to be successful, you need to fail. And that was a part I didn't understand at the beginning, is a failure is an essential part of the equation. In fact, I would go as far as telling you, without a failure, there is no success. And anybody who's afraid, I was terrified. Everybody says, well, I don't know how your courage to do it. I said, I had a 2-year-old daughter. I was 35, 36 years old, and I was taught, my life has passed by, I haven't done anything. But, I want to give you a couple of things that has helped me on this. Number one, education helps you. Not necessarily gives you the confidence, but helps you. At the same time, the problem is with education, because now you know more, you become more fearful. There are more things that can go wrong. So you have to balance that knowledge with the fear of, hey, I guess, if I look at my background, it was 2 things that helped me overcome that. One was my dad's harsh discipline. He wanted me to become a very regimented, very tough, mentally more than physically, but also physically. And the other one is the judo part. And I tell people, Gary is in the audience right now, but he's the head class of a Gold Judo in Claremont. But one of the things I started martial art is for the first few years, I was terrified people put their hand on my neck trying to strangle me. Now, what is strangle, not a choke, because I know that's going on right now in life right now. So anytime somebody put their hands on my collar, I would be tapping out without even having been strangled. And my parallel to that is really same thing as in a business. It was the thought of being strangled that forced me to quit. It was not the actual strangulation. And I have the sensei, every time I would tap out so early, he would try to choke me out harder to teach me a lesson. And there was a time that after I tapped out the hardest and he choked harder, I noticed the longer I wait, the less he's gonna be able to be successful. And when I came through that fear, I applied that in a business. And my idea was, if I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna quit on my own because I can't go any further. I'm not gonna quit because my mind tells me, hey, this is gonna fail, the worst is coming over. So that to me, I don't think the wisdom, again, I'm not saying that has nothing to do with it, but maybe this is the wisdom I had that, it's gonna be tough. I may be able to have to tap out, but I'm not gonna allow somebody else to turn the lights out for me. If somebody's gonna fail, it's gonna be me, and I'm gonna be the failure, or I'm gonna be the success if it's gonna happen. So those are my parallel that I said, the wisdom versus overcoming fear. It is really about fear and feeling the fear, and doing it anyway. So people say, I don't have any fears. I think that's just BS. You just need to have it and handle it. And if it fails, you know what? There's another day. Life goes on. The sun will shine up tomorrow.
Okay, great. Okay, so regarding your competition, there's two different philosophies. Some people like to really watch their competition and see what they're doing, seeing what they're doing well, seeing what they're not doing well, and kind of adjust accordingly. Other people say, I'm just going to focus on me and my customers and move forward with that. What's your philosophy on that?
Yeah, again, the two philosophy that helped my where I'm at, good or bad, is my parents, my father, and also the mental toughness of judo. So my father always his deal was for me the best and not to be worried about anybody else. And again, I really, last 20 years is becoming clear to me is some businesses are competition focused. They live by competition. They want to know what's going on outside, how successful they are. And I think that creative energy, I can see it why, because if you allow your brain to follow those things, it just takes you out to a whole different thing. I believe 95%, again, I'm just picking up a number because I feel 95% of your success and your failure has a lot to do, has only to do with what you do with yourself and what you do with your company. Irregardless of the economy, irregardless of environment, irregardless of who's running the president's office, if you have a COVID-19 or you have a social crisis or you have other crises. I'm not saying those don't impact it, but I think 95% of your success depends what you do with yourself. I am more about internally being focused and becoming better, not winning. I'm not talking about winning. Winning is really a result at the end of the day, good or bad. But I think focusing on winning, again, that's what I learned on judo, is that winning is just a mirage. It's becoming better person and character, better company character, and becoming better at what you do, what matters. Innovating, focusing on yourself, improving yourself gradually, not revolution, but evolution, gradual improvements over time, and continuous gradual improvements over time. So I'm more internally focused. I think being able to know what's going on matters, but you cannot be fixated on that, and you go crazy on that. So we are always focused on what's inside and go from that. That's been what worked for me. Again, I'm not saying what's right or wrong, but that has worked for me.
Great. So considering today's climate, the business climate and everything, do you have any thoughts on if you would start your business today, or if somebody was starting a business today, do you have any suggestions or input on that?
Don't wait. I think when the thought is like a shooting star, it goes across your mind, you need to act upon it. And either good or bad, don't wait. Do it right now. And again, I'll go back to judo, and people who want to compete, some of them, they never compete because they never think they're ready. And I think it's a sensei's position to say, you know, you're ready, you can do this. It's never a perfect time to start a business. It's never. There's always either economic crisis, you're in a downturn, there's social crisis. There are always things going on in life. I mean, as long as you go on, there are a lot of excuses for you not to start your business. You can come up with a list of them why you shouldn't be doing this today. And all of them apply. You're right if you think you're right. On the other hand, I really believe in the fact that you got that the human motivation, the human spirit, a thought comes to your mind. If you have the, again, desire, motivation, and the drive, and also coupled with a discipline, because most people have it, they want to start up, but the discipline on it, which is missing. And for me, that was missing also. The judo has helped me, and my father's harsh disciplines actually helped me to become again, it is start now and don't worry about failure. Do the best you can. I'm not saying failure is not an option. Failure is always an option. Failure happens all the time, but that's not the point. The point is being able to fail, falling down, and getting up, doing it again. And I would start right away. I would not wait for the perfect time. In fact, if you start right now and you be successful, it'll become so much better than anybody else. Because most people think, you know what, today is not a good time to start a business. Any day is a great time. Especially in this country, you have many, many opportunities, many directions, everywhere you go. You can build your own faith, you can build your own business, you can build your own success on your own. It doesn't matter what tribe you belong, it doesn't matter what political affiliation you have, and what is it out there. It depends how well you do with yourself. That's a long answer to a short question. Sorry, Linda.
Can you talk a little bit about coming here from Iran and if that was traumatic for you and how you adjusted to that?
Yeah, I came from Iran, and it was 6 months after the Iranian Revolution. And, you know, as a 17-year-old, I had just finished up my high school because it was a little bit earlier than this. I went to never been away from my family for a day, and I went to a different country, landed in New York City, came here with a 747 and student visa, and landed in New York City, and then flown over to Indianapolis in the middle of America. Hindsight is a good place to start. The work ethics and everything else. It was very intimidating. It was in the middle of the hostage crisis, so Iranians were public enemy number one. But you know, I was okay with it. I could understand where they're coming from. I had no animosity. And I remember in the first Thanksgiving I was up here, I was blown away because there was not a single Iranian student left in the dormitory because all the American families wanted to have them for dinner and the Thanksgiving. And that was the time in the middle of the hostage crisis. And there was 50, 60 of the students, I don't know exactly what it was, learning English, going to school and everything else. So that was just a big deal for me at the very beginning, is that, you know, being on my own for the first time, managing money. Again, I had no idea of the value of money. That was a big deal. My parents helped me up here, sent me money. They saved their life. And my mom actually was a driving force behind that because she didn't want me to, she knew what was coming up and she didn't want me part of it. I had no wisdom of looking forward with it, but she did. And she was adamant for me to be out of the country. In fact, I had no idea, you know, here's a plane, you get on a plane. I remember as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, getting up one day in the morning and say, hey, you're going to the airport. And that's it. And then the next day, your whole life changes. And, you know, I had to learn English very quickly, but was good in 3 months. I had some English background, learning the language, but language was a secondary part. But you're like an infant, you're coming up in a new society. The basic handshake, the basic etiquette, the basic protocol is all new to you. I mean, you have your parents, your family, your whole support system supporting you and being sent out. And I understand that, why my mother sent me, but I would never do the same with my kid. I would never send my kid at such a young age outside. She had courage. I don't have her courage. But it was, you know, first few months it was difficult, but after you go to college, you get acclimated to the culture and you're on your own. I mean, if you do well, people recognize it. And there's always this, I think the negative prejudice helped me because even at the colleges and work, I didn't want anybody to help me. I wanted me to be on my own. I didn't want to have partners. I felt if somebody was giving me help, it was like I was below them or I needed help. So I was very adamant not to accept help. I wanted to do things on my own. And I wanted to prove that I can stand my own. And I had to prove the other ways. And in overall scheme of things, worked out great because it helped me where I'm at in my life. It helped me to become better. And that adversity is what really reveals a man's character for good and bad. And I felt at such a young age being exposed to the whole new set of culture was, you know, when you're middle of it, you don't recognize it. But you can look back at it, and that was a huge part of my life. And I went to a really good school. I had really good education. I had really good teachers. I had really good friends. I had really good senseis. My parents, you know, I stand on a lot of people's shoulders up here. It's just not me. It was my parents, huge deal. Some of my great professors and senseis who helped me to get here. Some people at work, some good friends. So it's a cumulative part. That was my answer, short answer.
So, sorry, I lost my headphone there.
Yeah.
So coming and not really knowing anybody, did you find mentors easy and people to help you and guide you, or was it kind of difficult to navigate that, you know, coming here without a lot of information?
First of all, I had always problem with the word mentor. I really didn't know what it meant. I know what it means, but in reality, I think I look for mentors, and actually everybody I wanted and admired, in fact, they ask you first, go follow somebody you admire. Most people that I admired were outside of my day-to-day living. And besides, at 17 years old, it's very difficult to connect to people. You're so busy getting your education, learning the new language skills, learning the new social skills, and still wanting to become better. I had no mentors. In fact, the first 4 or 5 years, it's just a blur. Is what's going on, because you go into school, and I wanted to, for some reason, I put this goal for me when I came to the state to be finished with my schooling when I was 20, and I was able to graduate cum laude from my school on it. So there was a ton of professor I remember recognizing that I had a drive wanting to become. In fact, I remember one of them that I got so upset I got a grade, and I don't remember what the grade was, but the grade was not 100 or B, I don't know what the number is. And he actually had to have a talk with me that, this is not life. Not getting 100, this is just a number up here. And he didn't understand, because I would take the courses over and over trying to really capture, trying to get the numbers as high as I want. But that had nothing to do with it. I was so focused on getting a number, I was missing what he was teaching. And he really took his time to tell me about, this is just a number. It really doesn't reflect that how much you know. How much you know is how much you can apply, not what you get, what grade gives on this. And that was a big deal for me. Again, being obsessed with being the best, you can't be best on everything. And that's one of the things I was trying to be is, I remember I got a C, I remember I took an English course, technical writing, and my first homework, I got not only F, but F minus. The guy was really harsh on me. He goes, F and F minus, you shouldn't belong here. But that really, that was probably one of the things I understood, that no matter what I did, I was never able to become proficient at that level. I'm okay. So sometimes you just have to be adequate. You don't have to be this, but you got to be C on those stuff that you're not core on. And no matter how much I tried, that course, I think I got C, and that was by luck. I don't know what somehow I got it, but that was a big deal. So learning from my professor at the beginning, and that was a big deal. The first really mentor I had was my judo sensei. It was a Korean guy in St. Louis, so actually what I look at more of a mentor. And he was as close as I come from my first mentor.
Thanks. That's really interesting. And so how do you see the business evolving with the changes in the car industry right now?
Every change is one constant. You don't stop to change. And I think if you're in the business and you're ready to innovate, and people are going to be using a transportation device, that's what we are business in. I think electrification of vehicles is coming sooner than later, but people still underestimate the power of the internal combustion engine, how much more is left on the table. So I think you got another 20, 30 years of them before full electrical. Remember, electrical vehicles have been around for 100 years. I want to tell you guys, Porsche first car was an electrical car. Porsche first car. There's a video of Jay Leno's garage with his electrical car from 1906, 1907. So this idea of electrification is out. It will happen sooner than later, but we just need to be there to take advantage of it. Internal combustion engine has been great, but it's only 27, 30% efficient of every gallon gas you get. And I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and you're gonna see a lot of improvement on that. But we need to be more diversified, I would say, in suspension, even in the other parts of the vehicle, including electrical motor and everything else. So there's always room for improvement. I'm not concerned, but I think we just need to be able to handle this situation as it comes up, as it becomes. Right now in the US, only, I want to say less than 250,000 electrical vehicles were sold against 16 to 17 million. If you don't know it, hear the sound from the radio and everything else, you feel like the majority of electrical. With that said, I'm not denying the fact they're going to get here. We just need to be focused on brakes, suspension, and other components of that to bring in the same excitement to people who buy it. That's how I look at it.
Can you talk a little bit about how you came to Corona and if you're still looking at adding more companies and expanding your business?
Yeah, when we started the business, my partners and I, Stuart and Oscar, had many meetings, and we really loved Corona because we knew Corona was a aftermarket capital of the car industry. Most car, I mean, you just drive by here, you see all the names out here. And we wanted to be close to that. It's a manufacturing base. It is centrally located. You know, you got the Ontario Airport, you got the Long Beach Harbor, you got a lot of different things going on. And I lived in Anaheim Hills. I still live out there. So for me, it was 17 minutes door to door, and I'm not passing, I'm going against the traffic. So we all wanted to be here. And from the very beginning, we really look at different places, and we even look at outside the States, but we really looked at the Corona as a #1 choice because of its being in Southern California, being centrally located, being friendly to manufacturing, having airports, warehouses, ports available, and having the vibe for automotive industry up here was a big deal. When we moved here, we have 2 buildings here. We're renting a 3rd building, and the 4th building is out there. And I'm telling you, there was next to the Monster, we were looking at purchasing that, but I just didn't know. I thought it was so expensive, you know, inside. Not only we should have bought it, but we should have jumped on it. Now, with that said, am I looking to expand? Yes, we're looking to buy buildings. We're looking to stay in Corona. We're looking to buy more buildings here and expand. We could buy another 200,000 square feet facility today if we can find the right facility, because we're expanding and we need more space for warehousing. We need more space for R&D. We need more space for manufacturing as we enter new product lines. So our future, we're bidding it up here. We may set up distribution in the different sites, maybe and that's just because of the distribution of freight in the East Coast, because we need to service East Coast within a day. So maybe east of Mississippi is a great distribution, but for our core corporate, we're planning to stay here and expand here.
Awesome. We need to just stay in Corona for sure.
Yeah.
Gary asks, aFe has a worldwide market presence. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Gary set me up with a good question. So yes, we've been very much domestically focused, but somehow, and the success has come to us, people in the different countries, because we produce diesel truck aftermarket parts, gas trucks, Chevys and Jeeps, and also we go all the way to Porsche and BMW. So we have a wide array of product to offer, and we are not into one, let's say just the induction system or exhaust. We offer a complete solution. That's all our thing is with aFe. And so throughout the years, because either a country, domestic for export, like Australia is very much focused on the Toyota Land Cruisers and Jeep off-road. UAE is very focused on off-road vehicles. China is focused on Volkswagen, Audi type of deal. And we all have a product for them. European are focused on something else. So our offering, our mixed offering has helped us to reach those customers. Today, I want to say, Josh is saying 5 to 7% of our sales are coming from export markets. And we could do a better job on it if we had more applications, but we just simply haven't caught up with that yet.
So on that, can you talk about the business of building solid relationships with international partners and customers and how that works with your business?
Yeah, so more so than anything else is the reputation of the firm, relationship with the owners, personal visit going up there. I mean, for every year, for last 5 to 6 years, I made a trip to every one of them to see our customer at least once a year. Usually they're owned by a proprietorship, entrepreneur, enthusiast. That's how I started. The love of the product started. And when you have belly to belly, face to face with that person, I feel like I'm at the best. We can connect and we can do business. And most of the people we have right now is because of the word of mouth. And people come to us, we go see them, we make sure they're legitimate businesses, and we want to know the plan is how to market that. And the trust factor, you can't build a trust overnight. It takes time, and it takes many, many years of being in a business, being a reliable partner, being able, not just the customer service, but being able to be on the leading edge, being able to innovate, being able to supply them what you promise, and more importantly, they trust your words. So your words given from your mouth is more important than any document. And I build my relationship just like that. We keep our words, we keep our promises, we deliver on that. And that seems to work for us in here, being able to not only have the product, not only have the customer relationship, not only take care of the, all those transactional issues like billing, making money on us, and being able to do it. And the need for American product everywhere they do. I mean, they tell me, look, we built anything like in UAE, people tell you that, we have a ability to have, we have a free, the open door, there's no custom. We get anything from anywhere we want, and we get China a product, we get product from Australia, but people in UAE really want American built product. And they insist, and everything we do, we put a little American flag on it, the one that we actually built in here. And to them, they actually tell us, say, can you put something up there made in USA? And if you look at our boxes, we said made in Corona, California. We don't say just made in USA. Most of our product says built in Corona, California. And they love that. They want to see that. In Australia, China is next door to them. So important for them to know that we build it in here and it's made in USA. It gives us a whole new cachet that I never thought that would be acceptable. They want that. They actually desire for that. And again, the personal relationship is everything with them also. All of them. It's not one thing, it's a combination of parts. I don't know if that explains it.
Yeah, so with that, you talk about being belly to belly and face to face. Have you found difficulties with the coronavirus making that happen, or are you doing it more virtually now? Or
yeah, we haven't been there. We had a show in the Abu Dhabi, which was canceled, but that was a pre-COVID-19, and I think the life would be a little bit different on this. There has been no interruption. Most of those people, Linda, part of it is they placed a very large order prior to this year, and in COVID-19, and we had built a product, and they called, they all freaked out, they all canceled the product. And I understand, I didn't want to push on people one thing they don't want. This is a big deal for our business, it's a free will. Even though they placed the product, they just wanted to delay 3 months. Can you imagine 20, 25 of your big customers, all of a sudden they all place order, they're ready to ship, all of a sudden, no, don't ship it, everything's closed down. But we had no problem. We took the high road, we said, no problem, hold on to it, when you're ready, let us know. And then he came back like a bat out of hell. 2-3 months later, we can't give him. Now we are back ordered 3 months, and we were able to work with them. They really appreciate the fact that we didn't force the product on them, shove it down the throat, even though we could have. But the fact is, you know what, no problem. Whenever you're ready, we do that. That meant a lot. In the worst time possible, we're able to take the high road and being able to do, say, you know what, I understand you can't, we understand that. That was a huge financial cost to us, but I think it brought us a ton of goodwill and brought us a lot of credibility, and they were able to do this with us. And they come back to us. Right now, we're 3 months, 9 to 10 weeks back ordered. And those people cannot get the product. So with the COVID-19, I think what has happened is we have become more desirable. The irony is that business, yes, it hurt us very badly first 2 2 months very badly, but you know, is the ability to persevere and stand it out. They could have closed the shops, they could have done all this, but as I said, always, I'm not gonna tap out. They need to make me tap out. I'm not gonna turn the lights out here. They're not gonna, what makes this country great is the economic activities and the businesses that makes this, produce the products, produces the funds, produces everything we do up here. You can't shut down the economy, no matter what happens. I understand there is a COVID-19 issue, but I think for us, at the beginning it was very ugly, but like anything else, we were prepared and we took care of it, and we made lemonade out of lemon.
So you talk about having, you know, great relationships and great people. When you started the business, you had partners.
Yeah.
Did you have written agreements on that? And then what happens when those partners have spouses or children? How are those agreements all ironed out?
Really good point. It was somebody starting the business. So we were lucky because before we started the business, I went up, my partner, I said, hey, anyone of you guys know a good lawyer? And a friend of mine, he says, hey, my aunt who has a haircut place, hairstylist, knows a lawyer who comes in. So we finally got a hold of him before we do anything. And he took us on. You know, I was 35. I think Stuart, Oscar was like a 33, and we talked to him, and he didn't even charge us for anything. I think he looked at us and said, these guys are not gonna do anything. They're not serious. They're not, I can't see these guys. But I think he felt pity for us to just talk to us. But what he told us was basically, before you do anything, do the due diligence. So we have shareholder agreement. And this shareholder agreement defines, is almost like a prenuptial agreement. And this is before you become successful. And I strongly recommend for you to go see a professional business lawyer. Don't listen to your friend. Don't listen to anybody else. Spend the money. That saved me so much headache because we did have a divorce. We did have a lot of partners to leave. We had 50% of my partners turned out to be yellow, and they failed in the middle of the work, or they were no good for us, and they were not part of the team. And if I had not had that shareholder agreement, I wouldn't be here sitting out here. That shareholder agreement saved me going to the court, saved me a lot of money. And one of our partners was so convinced that we were going to be going out of business that he quit early, and he wanted to sell his shares. Luckily for us, we had him tied down that he actually took it to one of our competitors to sell 10% of the company. But in the shareholder agreement, we had the first right of refusal. And if I didn't have it in there, the competitor would be holding 10% of my shares for pennies on a dollar. And that agreement had saved me many, many headaches, many business crises, and saved the company from being on other people's hands. So I would strongly recommend get a shareholder agreement. It will define in the case of death, divorce, departure, all those things need to be done, and everybody needs to sign it before you start anything. Having partners is great. You know, I never wanted to do something on my own. I always wanted to do it as a group. Like, it's not that the ego part, but I wanted to do it with my friends, do it what we like, and do it what we are good at. For that, you will fail. 50% of your decision. For me, 70% of my decisions are failures. But those 30% pay for the rest of them. So 70% of your decision picking out a partner is going to be wrong for you. Just admit it and move on and do this. That just learn the fact. And protect yourself, protect your business, protect your future partners on that. And that was a huge, huge plus for me.
Yeah, having a collaborative team is awesome, and then having a good lawyer is a little bit better.
And worse than that is having a infighting, ugly team, which is toxic, onboard terrorism, and people who shouldn't be out there because they're not happy. That's not what you want. And you just want to eject them out there. You want to get them out of there as quickly as possible. It's more important for you to have your team aligned and going even in a different direction, a wrong direction, than having the right people competency in their infighting going in the right direction. Because you have a team going the wrong direction, you guys will find it because you will fail quickly, you will make adjustment, go back. But if that infighting, that's very toxic. That is not going to work.
And then, have you had many challenges of manufacturing in California in general, and how have you overcome some of those challenges?
Of course, California is the most difficult state to start a manufacturing, but I wanted to do it here on that purpose. I didn't want to do it the easy. I've never done the easy way anything in my life. I like to do things the hard way. But I thought if you're up here and you're really making, the first thing when I told them the business is I went to some venture capitalists to raise some funds for our company. And the moment I said I'm going to have a manufacturing company, they all bailed on me. I said, are you crazy? Why do you want to make things in here? Because well, they like it. They like to see how things are made. No, you're not going to be, they don't want to be interested. Now you tell them I'm going to be working with the internet and losing money for the next 7 years, and they'll be all interested in your business. So I learned very quickly how difficult it is to manufacture here. The state of California doesn't make it easy, but I really think if you can survive and prosper in this environment, as hardly as difficult as it is, as it's very regulated, then you'll be doing something right. So we focus, if you walk, I don't know if you've been to our plant and our factory, my thing is needs to be as clean as a kitchen. You need to eat off the floor. These people, you need to have a state-of-art facility. State-of-art is not applying technology for technology. You need a clean, organized, well-lit environment, people working very productively around the plant. And the only way you're going to be able to do this is you have to focus on innovation. And then innovation in manufacturing is applying technology whenever you can, not just a first technology case, but also do the things in the common sense that what I feel like we've been doing here. Adding equipment as we needed, adding key people, adding a high-tech technology. You need to be on the leading edge. We'll be focusing on adding more robots. We have a few robots here working, but we will be working on implementing more robotic automation in here in junction with really highly paid manufacturing jobs.
Speaking of innovation, do you have any great 3D projects that you can share that are in the works for you guys?
Oh, we have so many of them. We apply patents quite a bit. We as a company has over 50 patents, US patents given to us, even more. We have, everything we do is in a three-dimensional environment. Everything we do starts with a concept. We design, we hardly have any drawings. We don't draw anything because everything is done electronically, and it goes from a concept to 3D prototype. We have 5 prototype machines right now working full-time doing a 3D print. The newest ones actually can do soft parts, which is a big deal. We can make couplings and hoses and connectors, which is very flexible. And we constantly are adding 3D capabilities to go to the market. Our biggest deal is that speed to the market, to leverage that speed to the market. Whatever is available to everybody is available to us. So the equipment plays a big part, but it's not the only part. It's the people, the culture, and the leadership that really makes a difference how you utilize your resources. We are working on all the new applications. The newest one right now for us is a Corvette, the new C8 Corvette that we're working very hard on it. We will have a whole line of product lines introduced within the next couple months. So that's the one thing that we'll be watching out for.
And someone asked if you have some washable filters.
Yeah, we make washable, in fact, we only make washable, reusable filters. So all our filters are lifetime, and they're good for environment. And I'm not saying we did that to be good for environment, but one of the benefit is good for environment. We use some of our filters, majority of filters come with a surgical gauze in them. You oil them, and they're lifetime. They last longer than your vehicle does, and they last 40, 50,000 miles, and then after that, you got to be able to clean them and wash them and re-oil them and reuse them again. So that's one of the big deal in our product is the last filter you buy, the filter that we have out there.
Great, and we're just about out of time. So, and kind of wrapping things up, you sound like the business is growing and that kind of thing. Are you hiring? Are you looking for additional
Yeah.
people? And
You know, we're always hiring in the, no matter what environment is. My best hires were hired when there were economic crisis and people had to let go of the great people. We hired one of the key employees when everybody went this way, and we went the opposite direction. We have positions open for warehouse manager. We have a shipping manager. We have a manufacturing welders, CNC engineers, technical drafters, let's see, technicians. We are hiring constantly. So all those positions are, but right now we do have welding positions open. We do have a shipping or warehouse managers open. We have a shipping supervisor open. We have a filter production line opening. We have 2 technicians R&D open. We have engineer, 2 engineer position open. So all those things are open. You got resumes, send them our way.
can you go ahead and share your email address then with us?
Yeah, it's Niakan at aFepower.com. And if not, if you go to our website, we have a connection, right, Josh? There is a thing, you can send an email out to aFepower.com. Send us your resume. If you're a car enthusiast and you're crazy about cars, we're always looking to hear from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There's a slide up. We don't have that email. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
So we've got the email there. Nick, I got to tell you, I'm more inspired listening to you today. You've always been a big hero of mine. Just a great talk today. Thank you for sharing from your heart. Thank you for having your team assist in some of these things as well. But your entire team is so great. I don't know if you saw any of the chats, but I know that the team that was part of the ELR group, they were so grateful.
Oh,
you taking
thank
the
you
time.
for having us. Thank you for your support. And I'm going to thank Josh up here, sitting up here. Let me show him out, helping me with this on the side.
Hey, gosh. So there's the director. Okay.
He is. He's the director, the man in the
Okay.
shadow. He's the one who's helping me out set up. He's been a constant help on this. He's my go-to guy when it comes to all these marketing stuff.
So I understand that you and him are going to be in the golf cart, but not golfing.
Yeah, we have other people. You know, I don't attempt.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
I can
okay.
do only a few things well and only a few things. I cannot chew gum and walk at the same time. So
There you go.
I have to pick up my
So-
sports, and I think my sports are taking up.
Yeah, so let me do one thing. Well, you know, Jessica Gonzalez is on the call, and I hope she can unmute and be able to, that her microphone works now. Because Nick, I want to take her out to meet you personally. She is our new Economic Development Director for the City of Corona and at Dynamo. Jessica, are you able to share?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. And Nick, I agree wholeheartedly with Bobby. What an inspirational start to the week. And Bobby, great job to you in the chamber for being able to put this forth and making sure that the membership businesses are just set on the right tone this week, just energized. So I joined Corona 2 weeks ago now. And as Bobby mentioned, I am the Economic Development Director. I have been in the field of economic development for over 15 years. And I have to tell you, one of my favorite things is to interact with and hear the amazing stories of entrepreneurs. And so I have experience in business attraction, development, retention, and now, of course, business resiliency. And certainly, Nick, you brought up some great points here. I think there's probably no better epitome or definition of resilience than an entrepreneur. And so your journey that you shared this morning really reinforces and brings to light those traits, the passion, the tenacity, the resilience that we want all Corona businesses to have. And so having joined here the city and in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and working closely with our fantastic businesses, one of the key things that I want to bring here and reinforce is that Corona has a business climate where we are supporting our businesses, supporting our aspiring entrepreneurs, and that we are here to be partners to be able to achieve those dreams. And so I just want to share briefly that I am eager to meet all of you, to get to know your individual stories of resiliency and tenacity, and to be able to demonstrate that the city is here to be a partner. So thank you all. I look forward to more interactions. And Nick, congratulations again. I did notice and make note that you are expanding, jotted down those site criteria. And so certainly I will be touching base with you to see how we can ensure you can continue growing and prospering here in Corona. Thank you.
Of course, yes.
Thank you, Jessica. Nick, again, thank you. I'd like for the next slide to go up. This is who our speakers will be on August 10th. And it's very exciting to have a couple, John and Kathy Armstrong, Do It American Manufacturing. And John is on the call today, and Kathy's in our ELR class this year. So pretty exciting stuff that's going to happen. We want to encourage everyone to register now for that if you can. And again, this was live on Facebook as well. You can look on our YouTube channel, the @ Greater Corona Chamber. On behalf of the board of directors, the entire membership, and all the businesses, Nick, thank you so much. Thank you to each and every one of you that took time to be on the call today. We're officially adjourned.
Thank you. Have a
Thank you,
great day.
Nick. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you all. Bye-bye. Thank you, Josh. Here. Live. Thank you, Linda.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.